Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of SevTech Ages. I'm Mark, and I have been busy between episodes getting ready for a trip to the Darklands. And we're not quite ready yet, but we're getting pretty close. So there are a couple things I want to accomplish today before we set out. And one of the first is I want to make a garden trowel, because a garden trowel is going to let us get bait. And we can use bait to in our strainer to get food stuff out of the river. And that's just going to be another passive source of food for us that will just run in the background while we do other things. So I'm going to make this quickly. And I did make a second crafting stump, and you probably noticed that there are some changes to the cave that we're using as our base, and that's because there was a creeper incident. And we won't talk about that anymore because it was ugly. So I just used some of the hardened mud to make some walls and sort of bump this out a little bit. And as I've said before, this is just a temporary base, so I'm not really going to turn it into anything fancy. So there is our garden trowel. We also need to make the right strainer for the that's going to use the bait, and this is going to be, I don't remember what this one's called, the fisherman's strainer. And this is actually going to let us catch fish as long as we provide it with bait. I also notice a couple new things in my inventory, some wolf pelts and a bear claw and some thatch. Thatch is really easy to make, and the reason I went ahead and made this is it's just a little time consuming. Basically, we make fresh thatching into wet thatching by doing a 2x2 array, and then the fresh thatching we make from the rush stems and tips and blooming stems that we've seen all over the place outside. So that's where all this wet thatch came from. And wet thatch we turn into dry thatch by cooking it in our kilns. And once it cooks, we can then turn that into flattened thatch, I think it's called, thin slabs, by using our chopping block and an axe. And the reason I wanted to do that is so we can, I don't want wicker, I want the thatch slabs and leather. We made leather last time, I think, and I have made a lot more leather. So using this, we can actually make our first bed, which is going to let us sleep through the night, which is going to be important as we head for the Darklands. So it's daylight out, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of some other stuff. Namely, I'm going to run out here and run away so that any nearby creepers don't explode, as usual. And there is a creeper standing there, and I'm going to continue to run away to... Yeah, see, we just get all the creepers all the time. I'm going to continue to run away and just ignore them. The other thing I want to do before we leave is I've been doing a bit of exploration, which is how I got the wolf pelts. I ran into a wolf pack and a wolf pack that was actually attacking a bear, so I took advantage of their confusion and killed them all. But the other thing I discovered was over here somewhere is another village, and this village actually has a cartographer, and I did not bring along what we need to pay him. Let me run back and grab that quickly. Anyhow, the cartographer is going to sell us our map, so we can actually keep track of where we are in the world. Did our creepers despawn? They did not. There were 2 of them. Where's your partner? Really don't want to blow up my base again. Don't see the other one anywhere. Hopefully he's not in here. He is not. We need to take along feathers and ink sacs. And I want to make sure we have enough. We have 9 and 15. I'm pretty sure that's enough to buy our map. So let me run over to this village. I guess I can show you. It's way over here. So it's going to take a minute to get there. We just kind of skirt this river, skirt our lava pool, and it's way up in the mountains. So let me find it, and I'll be right back. Here is another wolf. And we're going to kill all those because we want more wolf pelts, because we can make armor out of that. But you can see ahead, there's our village up on the hillside. And this was pretty complex to climb up to, so hopefully I can get up there a little more quickly this time than last. I did leave a torch here just to remind me where it is. Well, that's not the way I want to do this. Let's see the best way to get there. I think I went down here last time. Ran across the edge. These villagers did not make it easy to find them. And if I remember right, I'm going to have to go all the way to the top. So where's... Actually, I'm going to use my garden trowel because I'm going to get some bait in the process. I hope. Here we go. Nice, easy way to the top. Alright, right around here was about where I saw the guy last time. So there he is. Here is our cartographer. So or librarian. So he wants 7 feathers, we have plenty, and he wants 8 ink sacs for an antique atlas. And the antique atlas works as a mini-map. And you can see it in the upper right there, so we now have a mini-map. And if we open this, we can zoom in and zoom out. And what I'm going to do is add a marker right here. And I'm going to choose the type and mark this as a village. And the map expands as we wander around. And as long as it's on our hotbar, I'm pretty sure it keeps showing us, it keeps updating the area. I'm just going to dig down here. Alright. I'm going to head back to our base and get ready to set up our strainer with our new filter. And to do that, I'm going to need to dig some more bait. I don't know if I've gotten any yet. Maybe. We'll see when we get there. One thing I should point out along the way is the fact that this is an olive tree. You'll notice that all the fuzzy branches are gone. I did turn off better foliage because everything I've read online says that it causes a fair amount of lag, and I'm just preemptively getting rid of it. Also, this is an olive tree, and I did test out the olives we found before, and they are food, but they also cause a temporary, I don't know, I guess it's a poison effect. So they're not the best food. Maybe they have another use, but I'm kind of ignoring olives as food for now. Okay, so we are back at our base, and you can see that I've put out a whole bunch of these wet mud blocks. And the reason I'm doing this is because dirt kind of blends back into the surrounding pretty easily, but these blocks kind of stand out, so I'm going to use them as markers on our hike to the Darklands biome. It's a little less important now because we have the map, but still useful. And you can hear as I break these that some of them aren't quite dry. So I'm just breaking the dry ones. And leaving the rest to dry out further. So we're almost done there. But what I really want to do now is let's go ahead and... Did we get any bait yet? We did not. Now we got coffee seeds, which I really don't have any use for at the moment. I'm going to throw this strainer in that strainer base, and you can see it's saying bait required. So let's go dig up some dirt quickly. See, the sun's going down. Let's see if we can get some worms just to throw in there. Yeah, there's a couple. We only got 2 worms, but I can throw these in and at least demonstrate what this is going to catch. And this stuff is the stuff that we caught from the previous strainer that we used. So I'm going to let that run, and I'm going to go back into our house, and I am going to keep our door shut, but I'm also going to sleep through the night, so we don't have to deal with that. Hopefully we can get rid of some of the mob problems we've been having. So, you can see this is sort of the area we've explored, and I'm going to go ahead and throw another marker down here on our base. And I'm going to go ahead and use the bed for Home Sweet Home. So, if we're not standing on top of it, we can see the bed pretty easily. So that's a good indicator of where home is. And did we catch anything? Yeah, we caught a fish. So that's really what this strainer gives us. Is it gives us access to food. Food that we don't have to hunt down actively, which is always a win. I picked up a bunch of junk that I don't really care about. So I'm gonna toss the coffee, much as I like coffee. I'm not going to worry about it yet, into our little junk pit there. I'm going to go ahead and cook the wolf meat that we got. And then I want to look at some armor options. And wolf armor, wolf pelts we can make into a full set of wolf armor. This is 0.45. What is that? Armor? Let's see what standard leather is. Standard leather is just 1 armor. So wolf pelt, I don't know what that is. Is that giving us resist of some kind? This has that extra buff on it. So I'm going to go ahead and make this. And the wolf helmet is just 4 pelts plus a head. And we have that, so we can easily make it. We don't have enough to make much else. So we do that, and that. We grab our rock. And there is our wolf helmet. And we're going to go ahead and put that on. And yeah, we look like a scary wolf guy now. So, alright, I think I'm going to make leather armor for the rest of my gear. We have a pair of leather boots that are pretty beat up, but that's okay. Hopefully we won't have a super amount of demand for armor. So we need leggings. So let's go ahead and make standard leggings. And then we can put on our armor and at least have a basic amount of protection. The other thing I want to look at is a backpack. And I'm pretty sure we can just make the basic backpack. We need to make a chest, and we need to make leather cordage, and leather cordage comes from leather strips and string. And leather strips are just hide ripped down into pieces. So let's go ahead and make, with our trusty work tool, we're going to make some leather strips. And then we'll pull some string out, and we'll do 1 string and 3 strips. And that's going to give us cordage. We also need to, oh, I have a chest, good. So let me review that recipe one more time. Hide around a backpack with cordage below. Around a chest, I should say. So where's our hide, or leather, I should say. There is our first backpack. So I think the backpack is just storage. Yep, it gives us extra space for stuff. And I think what I want to put in our backpack is our extra tools. Our current tools are in reasonable shape. I'm going to take at least one more sharp bone, because I think when we're over here we're going to be killing assorted monsters like the abyssal monsters, because we want, if we look at our achievements or advancements, we're up to the point where we need dark gems, and shadow gems come from the creatures that reside in the Darklands. So, finding the Darklands. I did make Nature's Compass. This is the recipe for this is just saplings and logs and a flake bone. Nothing special. And if we look at this, if you look over on the left-hand side, you can see that we have a Darklands forest, and it's 1900 plus blocks away. And the compass, you can see in the right, is showing us the direction is off in that direction. And if we pull up our map, we haven't explored up that way. One of the things that's going to help us with our exploration, however, is a raft, because we can float down the river a lot faster than we can swim. So I need a few logs for that. So let me go grab. I thought I had some logs, but I guess not. Cut down a tree, and I think I just need 3. But I'm just going to cut down this tree. Alright. Did we get any saplings? We did. I'm just going to replant this out here. I'm going to go ahead and cut down another one just to have a little extra. Definitely going to want to take some wood along on our trip. And yes, I'm going to be careful about leaving that door open. So, wow, our inventory is so full again. The other thing I want to do is I do want to have this stuff drying out in the background. So we want to make our raft, and I think the raft is just that. I'm guessing here because I haven't looked at it in a while. It's that plus that, and I think that's it. So let me see if I'm right. Yep, okay. So we have a raft. And the raft just works like a boat. It's just a little more primitive. We don't need string anymore. Let me clear out my inventory a little bit. So our goal here is to get to the Darklands so we can make the primal chest, which requires Darklands wood. And we also want the dark gems, which are going to unlock some additional quests for us. I think they unlock the flame grilled hopper. Is that right? I think that hopper actually needs... I think this is the hopper that achievement is tied to, and I think this needs... Yeah, it needs this, which is unknown at the moment, but it's going to be something from the Darklands. We also need charcoal dust and a basic hopper and red cedar planks, which means very soon we're going to have to get into totemic. So, what else do we need to do in the way of prep? I think we're actually kind of ready to go here. So, let me go ahead, clean up my inventory, do a little double check to make sure we have everything we want, and organize the details, and I'm gonna finish this wet thatch off too, just so I don't have multiple different kinds of thatch sitting in my inventory. So give me a couple minutes and I'll be back, and we can set out and see if we can find the Darklands at least today. Alright, it is pretty early on a sunny day. I'm going to throw our compass down in our bar so I can easily figure out where we're going. We are going that direction. So I am going to head out here and start hiking towards the Darklands biome. And we'll see what we encounter along the way. And it looks like I should have just hopped in the river and started rafting. But we'll see. I haven't been over this way at all, so I don't know which direction these river courses go. And we have our map open so we can see where we're headed. It's relatively easy to keep going. Nice open plains, plenty of open terrain so we can see what's what. There are a couple things we want to look for along the way. One of them is don't really want to run through the mud. Looks like we're going to have to cross again. One of the things we want to look for is a giant skeletons. They are a great source of bone meal and bone blocks, which are going to become more important as time goes on. And they're just like sticking out of the ground here and there. And we can get, dozens of blocks of bone out of those if we're careful. And we are heading away from the river and towards the extreme hills, it looks like. And I did try and search for several different biomes using the Nature's Compass. You can search for any of the Darklands biomes using that, and this was the closest one. So I suspect what we have is we have a bunch of plains surrounded by other biomes, and they're all in this general direction. So I don't think we're missing anything by not going this way. And if I find anything interesting here, I mean it's pretty walking through the neighborhood and seeing what's what. But we've all seen Minecraft before. So I'm going to go ahead and skip a bit, and I'll show you anything I find along the way that's interesting. Well, it looks like we're doing an ocean crossing here, so I'm glad I brought along a raft. Yeah. We'll see what this brings. Hopefully we're not going to be pursued by piranhas the whole time. I guess this is less an ocean and maybe more a big inlet. Looks like it's surrounded on all sides by land. Raft travel is fairly fast. It looks like it might be a swamp over there. Let's see, how far do you say we are now? We're over halfway there now. And it is just, man, I don't know why we're getting all that flashing. I guess we're crossing through different biomes with different sky blocks. Or sky domes. And we're going to land here in a nice forest. Grab our raft and keep going. At least a little ways. I hear wolves. I hear lots of wolves. Well, the sun is going down, so we're going to spend our first night out in the wilderness without our usual shelter. So hopefully nothing will come attack us while we're sleeping. All right, night has fallen and come and gone. We're getting very close to our destination here. So, in fact, I see it right now. There it is. Well, that's interesting. Is a village nearby? Yeah, there's a village right here. That is interesting. Okay, so here is our Darklands biome, and as you can see, we have these really interesting looking trees growing in it, and these are what we need to cut down to get our Darklands oak wood. And I'm going to go ahead and chop down some trees. The fact that we have a village here is nice. It's going to give us a place to retreat to if we need to. And as far as I know, the only way to get the shadow gems we need is to kill actual Darklands monsters. So that is going to be our task for tonight. But mission accomplished. We have found our Darklands biome. I am going to do a whole bunch of tree chopping. And I probably should have brought an extra axe, because I don't think I did. That would have been smart. I did not. Well, I brought everything we need to make one except stone, and stone is easy to get, so we can certainly make another axe. So, I think this is probably a good place to wrap up the episode. I am going to go ahead and cut down a bunch of trees and figure out where I'm going to what I'm going to use as a safe base when we start killing Darklands monsters, and I will probably go figure out whatever that is too. It looks like an arch of some kind. Oh, there's another one. Interesting. Maybe we'll do a little exploring next time too, just around this area. So I hope you're enjoying this series, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please consider leaving a comment and letting me know what you think. Hit like, subscribe, ding the bell to keep up with new videos. You know the drill. I will talk to you later. Have a great day.